Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we gotta go do a little mission. So years ago there was a Dura Clutch that I put in my buddy's General, little black and gold two-seater. It's been on the channel many times. So I'm taking my tools over there to pop the clutch off, and my tool to check the spacing, make sure the engine and the transmission are the right distance apart, make sure that hasn't moved. We've been wanting to check the Dura Clutch for a while to see how it's been holding up. It's got several years, lots of miles on it, so we're real curious on how well it's held up. But he did have a little event. He's working out of town near the dunes, so he's got it there, and when he gets home from work he's going out for a little spin while he's out of town, and he got buried. I'll insert a picture of him being stuck. He got stuck in some quicksand. Clutch might have had a little abnormal abuse trying to get it out of there. We don't know if that's what's going on. It's got some noise that's happening, and the thing every once in a while will not move. So he'll drive somewhere and it goes just fine, and then like if he's going up a hill, it could be going up a hill. If he lets off the throttle a little bit and tries to get in it, it just like doesn't go. So the only thing we can think of is maybe something, because when the Dura Clutch goes, it gets to a point and then it's supposed to be fully engaged, and it's like a normal clutch that you would have on any other side-by-side. It's not using the clutch, it locks. So I'm thinking maybe something in there got a little messed up. It might just be from wear, or it might be from when it was stuck in that quicksand and they were trying to pull it out with a recovery rope, and you know, sometimes that's pretty hard on stuff. So we're gonna go over there to his house, pull that thing apart, see what it looks like, and I'll show you. If it's a little damaged, we just send that in the Dura Clutch. They'll rebuild it, send it back, throw it back on there, and it'll be good to go again for several more years. All right, well, you spin this stuff and you fill it, and nothing's filling. Worn, there's not grooves in the sheaves, so there's nothing jumping out at you on any of that. So we'll go ahead and pull it off and see what it looks like. Alright, so I'm putting just a little bit of Never Sees on the threads of my puller. And screw that in there. Long-winded.
Let's clear the bottom.
Alright, there's that one. And then we'll pop the secondary loose. Now we should be able to slide them both off now, in theory. Like I said, in theory. No one wants to come. Secondary don't want to come. Okay, so on initial inspection, I'm not seeing anything real bad. This makes a little bit of noise when you're rubbing that. Not positive if that is normal or not. The clutches on this side don't look like they're fried. probably can't see them real well in this with this light, but we'll probably take this over to the bench and go ahead and take this cover off so we can check these flyweights and see if they're worn out. Like on my factory one on my XP, I had those hanging up and they completely wore out from doing it, so there could be something there. So we'll go ahead and check that in a minute, but we got to figure out how to get that secondary off. So we'll look into that a little bit and I'll tell you what we come up with. Okay, we're going to try this. We'll put a clamp on here that just fell off, so that's not going to work. Try to put some load on it, but we're going to take a brass drift and whack the bolt. See if a little shock load will get it to come loose. It would help if this would stay on there somehow. Got any ideas, Walter?
Bring it over to this side. And I'll put that back underneath.
Ooh. That grab on here? No. That grab on here?
There you go.
Nope. Almost. Yeah, I don't know. It's got a little bit. Well, I waltz over there trying to get the secondary off. I got the little compressor in there. I'll go ahead and pull this apart to see what the flyweights look like. See, when I did that last bolt, how this dropped away. So now I can back this off, releasing that spring tension slowly, and then check the flyweights. So you are gaining?
Yes.
Well, I guess since you're gaining, we don't want to stop now.
I mean, I don't worry about to take pictures of it. I think it's quite a ways out. That's the back.
Oh, okay.
Unless I see anything.
Alright, so this is just a piece of high strength all thread, bunch of washers, or you could buy a puller. I just made my own. Shoe. There we go. You want to make sure you keep these all in line, which I did not mark it, so I'm going to mark those before I continue. Okay, you see here where I put an X on everything, so I know how they line up. So now I can try to get a flashlight and look in here at these flyweights and see what those look like. Nothing jumping out at me yet, but I'll get a light and see what I see, and then I'll share it with you.
You might have twisted some more there.
So yeah, I was gonna call it redneck ingenuity, but yeah, commercial fisherman ingenuity. That's funny.
You gotta make sure we get it first.
Watch your cat.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I'll take it over here, maybe.
Is it whacking your knuckles?
Echoes?
Oh, I thought maybe I was whacking your knuckles.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like fishing boat ingenuity is working. Sometimes you gotta get home.
Are they coming all the way now?
Feels like it.
I'm gonna try to hold this.
Sure. I didn't want to let it. I didn't want to back off because it was coming. But I think we're there.
Oh yeah, I see it moving. Yeah, I think we can back off. Whoa. There it is. Okay, it looks like we found the smoking gun. When this finally came off, I was looking at the back, looking in there at the splines to see what they look like, and then I look at this. And there's supposed to be screws in there. And you can see the scrape marks where that has spun. Broke the bolts off and spun, and it's all chewed up around this and around there. So centrifugal force obviously keeps it from going against the plastic cover because there's no melting on the cover. Everything else looks good on that. And then on this one, the only thing that I really see is something was out of whack along here. I don't know if it shows in the camera, but it's chewed up right around there where this has been contacting it, but it's not on this side. So it's something's worn crooked to allow it to touch one side, not the other. So we're going to go ahead and package this all up and send it all back to Dura Clutch and let them go through it and see what they say. It'll be interesting to see what exactly they say about the condition of this. The flyweights look like they're fine. There's no wear on these rollers like the ones that went out on my clutch that had flat spots. So I think I'm just going to put this top back on and we'll box it up, send it back, see what happens. All right, the clutch came back from Dura Clutch, and they went ahead and put in new springs and weights and new clutches. There's a couple upgrades or updates since the clutch was originally made. This one here has a new sheave, new helix, spring and all that. Still has the original sheave on the outside. Looks like maybe the original pucks. Yeah, I don't think those are new. Pucks look original. The roller pucks look original. Looks like a little life on them. Yeah. All right, we'll put it on. Get another 6 years. That's pretty smooth. Yeah, that makes me want one even more.
You don't even hear it. You don't hear the clutch again.
Yeah.
Damn. Back to stock.
Uh-huh.
Almost got them
smooth. So you just take those belts, put it around the shivs, slide the things on, throw the bolts in, torque it. The other bolt gets a little, on the secondary, gets a little bit of blue Loctite, torque them things down, and put the cover on. You're good to go. It didn't take a whole lot longer than just putting a new belt on. You know, if you put belts on a lot. And as you saw in the video, I mean, as soon as you put it in there, you're able to just feather that thing and it just starts crawling. Those clutches engage that secondary and work so smooth. That Dura Clutch engagement process is awesome. That thing has lasted 6,000 miles. 5 years? 4 years? 5 years. 6,000 miles. And he did break a belt one time out at the dunes. I don't remember if he was going full on across the dunes and just got it hot, or if he was trying to climb a big hill. I don't remember which. But in the scheme of things, after all that time, and he drives around in high range a lot when you're technically supposed to be in low, so that tells you how much those clutches that are inside there give you that forgiveness. You can pull up the stuff, you can crawl. It's way better than a stock clutch for think, Mike, rock crawling. So anyway, I'd like to know what your stories are on clutches. If you've got some experience with the Dura Clutch, how long it's lasted for you, the good, the bad, the ugly, I'd like to know it all. I'm trying to decide which way to go. If you've got some other kind of clutch that you'd recommend, I'd like to know that too. Go ahead and throw it in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. And we will catch you on the next one. See ya.